Yes, Cobalt. It's us.
Welcome back to part 2 of my 3-part series discussing why things are falling down in the background. Discussing the Acceleracers TCG and just generally what cards don't even matter. There's only ever been one set for this game, and because of that, some cards are literally just irrelevant because they are so bad compared to other cards. Let's go through hazards now. We will in this video get through hazards, mods, shifts, and Accelerachargers. Start with hazards. No card in the game will cost you more than 5 AP, which is why most people only play 2 teams, because then you only need 2 teams to get up to 5 AP per turn. I play the extra one to go to 6, so that way you can do a little bit more, and obviously 7 would be amazing. Having 7 AP is really nice. But we'll go through the cost of these cards and see which ones are worth their cost, right? We'll start with the 2 cost ones, and I could almost tell you right now, just delete the whole lot of these. Most of these are not worth it. Alright, if we look at these all just do a -1 to a single stat. These are identical, so Stone Sphinx and Scorpion Ambush are exactly the same. Same with Big Trouble and Carnivorous Plants, exactly the same. These two, exactly the same. The reason that these are the exact same is to fill space in the first set, and also because it means that you can have double ups. So instead of playing 3 of a card, you're playing 6. Cool. They're all garbage. Every single one of them is garbage. Now, we have 2 cards here that instead of reducing stats by 1 point, which is good, cool job, man, these just have an effect and then go to the grave. This cancels the terrain bonus for 1 vehicle while it's in its realm. So this will then detach after 1 turn, or after that vehicle leaves its realm. Cancelling terrain bonus is basically just taking 1 stat off of a card. Not even basically, it just is. It's any stat, so it's already better than those other cards I deleted, but it is still not worth it. It's already a -1/1/1, but it's situational, so who cares? This one turns off shifts for your opponent for their next turn. They cannot play shifts. This is amazing. This is like Imperial Order in Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay, turning off spells or something. That is great. Shifts are very good, and this is the 1/2 drop card that I would say is worth considering playing. Alright, next we have all these -2s and these -1/1s. Now, these are all better than the -1s that cost 2, because they only cost 1 additional and they take off an extra point. And I would say there are 2 reasons to look at these as playable. The -2s are really good if all of your realms that you play use that stat. So if all of your realms are high S, then I can see a reason to play a 2 with a high S. These suck. Garbage, 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 garbage. Cool. We've reduced these down to, I think it's 6 cards, right? It might be more. 9. Apparently 9 of these things? So you can play up to, because you can play 3 of each, you can play 9 of the exact same card. And I promise you there is no situation where you need to. I personally wouldn't recommend playing these at all. But if you are playing a high S, P, or P, sure, I can understand playing them. But personally, I'd suggest getting rid of them. Keep them in the back of your head. They're okay if you're playing that situation, but there's also a lot of reasons that I'd suggest not playing them. And we will get into that once we get to our shift cards. Now, we go into these ones, right? Remove an Acceleracharger with an AP cost of 3 or less from a vehicle and place it in the owner's junk pile. So you're paying 3 to get rid of a card that costs them 3. It's not worth it, in my opinion. This reduces your opponent to 3 AP on their next turn. You're paying 3, and at best, you're probably getting rid of 2. You might get rid of 3. Again, that's not worth it. Paying 3 to stop them having 3 is just not that good. This removes a shift. Shifts remove themselves. Every time a card leaves a realm, shifts remove themselves. You don't want to be getting rid of shifts. Getting rid of mods, I can understand. Getting rid of shifts, garbage. Look at your opponent's hand, make them discard a card. For 3. Look, hand destruction is really strong in a lot of card games. And I can see a place for it in this one. Overheat. Your opponent plays 4 tokens on the mod of your target. In 4 turns, remove mod from card. In 4 turns. You wait 4 turns, you remove mod. Garbage. Your opponent cannot play mods on their next turn. Hello. That's not bad at all. This is exactly the same as this though. Let's look at this. Most mods at a high level of play are played through shifts, okay? So just play this. Like, make them hard pay for their mods by playing this. Or they just don't play mods. I personally would play this over this any day. So I'd get rid of that. This is the same thing but better in most situations. Let's go through our 4 cost ones. So these ones, obviously you need to have a team bonus for them to be worth a damn. So obviously they need to be slightly better. This one is a -1/1/1. No. Just no. -1/1 might sound cool, but it's just not. It's just not very good. Only one of those 3 stats matters in that particular realm. The rest do not. Okay. Force 2 vehicles to swap positions on the track. 2 opposing vehicles, by the way. This does nothing. You're paying 4 to make a car that's already advanced through multiple realms go back to the start and start advancing through those realms again. Meanwhile, a car that is not advancing through realms, you've just advanced through realms. Now it only needs like 1 of whatever the 5-drop mod is that just skips a realm. Terrible. You're helping your opponent just as much as you're hindering them. Remove a mod. Remove mod. Well, we could turn off mods. We could pay 4 to remove mod. Every mod you're going to come across should only cost 3 or will remove itself. Get rid of that. Choose 1 in-play Acceleracharger and send it to their junk pile. Accelerachargers leave when you leave a realm. Gone. Opposing player must remove all mods from the targeted vehicle. So we had a card before that removed 1 mod. This is the same cost and removes all mods. This is just better. This is... I can understand why you would play this. I can't understand why the other card was printed at all. Remove an Acceleracharger from 1 vehicle, place it in its owner's... It's the same card. No. Send an opposing vehicle back 1 realm, discarding everything but mods. If the vehicle is in the first realm, it returns to the hand, discarding all equipped cards. So it can discard mods as long as they're only in the first realm. This already does that. And if they go back a realm, 9 times out of 10, they're just going to go forward a realm because they can already do that. So this one has playability to it. I can understand that. But the rest do not. Let's go on to the 5-drops. And I'm pretty sure there's only one of these worth playing to. Remove all mods equipped to all opposing vehicles. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, wait. Does that say all race mods? So only race mods. Not just all mods, just race mods. That's terrible. All street mods? Oh, cool. No, no. What's this one? Destroy a vehicle after 4 turns. Destroy vehicle after 4 turns. This just straight up kills a vehicle. This is good. Okay, they get a guy to the 4th realm. Boom, he's dead. So in all of our hazard cards, we have 4 that I would say are worth considering playing. Personally, I wouldn't play any of these. Why? We'll get into that. We'll get into that. But I wouldn't play any. I don't play any. I don't play hazards. I don't think hazards are playable in any way, shape or form because of the meta. Let's go on to shifts. Alright, so for shifts of 1 cost, we have 3 cards here that boost a stat by 1, and that's it. They do nothing else. Goodbye. They are garbage. Here we have 2 that also do something else. This one can't be destroyed by hazards. I've already said hazards aren't worth playing, so it's not worth having a 1/1 that's protected from hazards, especially when I just said that all hazards that just simply destroy a shift are not worth it. This takes a mod from another vehicle and equips it. Mod ability rules apply. Just play Rolling Thunder at that point, right? Now we got these 2. These boost 2 stats by 1. Garbage. I'm not paying 1 for 2 stats. Look, compared to the others, sure, they're fine, but they're just not good. For shifts, you want all your shifts to have an effect. This one seems like it has an effect, but that's a negative effect. This is actually bad. You have to have 2 vehicles on the same team in that realm and equip it to one of them, despite the fact that it clearly shows 2 different teams here, but whatever. Go on. This, gone. This, we'll talk about this one after. This is good. Gone. 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 So, after deleting all those things that only give 2 stats because they're just terrible, let's have a look at 2 cards that do something. This card blocks all hazards played against the vehicles that it's stacked on for 4 turns. 4 turns. This is a protection card. It costs 3. Costs 3. We shouldn't even be talking about it. Alright, this one here. Change this vehicle's team allegiance. This has use, okay? By being able to change the team allegiance, we can make it so our 3rd Teku is now our 2nd Metal Maniac. That is the only real use for this, but this is still worth using. I absolutely play this. I think I only play 2 of it, but it is worthwhile. It also boosts 2 stats, which this is worth playing, not because of the stat boost. The stat boost is a bonus. Paying 2 to change a card's stats permanently, or change a card's team permanently. Well, it's not even permanent, it's 1 realm, but generally you put it on something that's staying in the 1st realm. So if we go back up here to these guys, these generally, or your mod cards, don't really leave their 1st realm, okay? The ones that bring back a mod, you just sit them in the 1st realm and get your mod. This can equip to them and change their teams. It's especially good if you're playing all 4 and you just want to, make one of them the right team. And here we go on to one of the strongest cards in this game. This is insane. Guts. When you play Guts, you can play a mod from your hand on the same vehicle for free. Mod ability rules do not apply. So that little icon with the steering wheel or the tire or the nitrox thing, gone. Redundant. You've just paid 2 to play anything. 2. And you can play a 5-drop mod. Free. So playing a 5-drop mod for 2 is amazing. It also gives a 1 boost. This is bonus. So both these cards are good. Guts is insane. You should be playing as many copies as you can. I believe that is 3. Let's go into here. Now, every single 3-cost card has an ability. So numbers do not matter. Here, swap the position of 2 of your in-play vehicles on the same team. Unequip all but mods. There's a hazard that did this for 4 to your opponent. And it was a bonus for your opponent. However, 9 times out of 10, this is not good, because you're taking a car that isn't getting through realms, putting it up, taking a car that is getting through realms and making it go through realms again. Yes, it can, and yes, that only needs 1 of whatever the jet thruster thing is to get through to the finish, but it's just not worth it. You have so many better options than paying 3 for that. When this card comes into play, return a vehicle from your junk pile to the 1st realm. No. vehicles generally don't go to your junk pile unless you're discarding them. And if you're discarding them, it's because your hand size is stacked and you've already got a heap of vehicles on the field. Get rid of it. It's just not coming up. Return a shift card from your junk pile to your hand. Paying 3 to get back a shift card is not that good. You've already got ways to get shifts back, I think. Yeah, you do. I think there's mods that bring back shifts. Just get rid of it. Not worth. Protection for 3 turns. I can understand a reason to play this. I personally don't suggest it. 4 turns of protection. The main reason I don't suggest playing this is because your hazards are bad. And we will get into why hazards are bad. But for now, just take my word for it that hazards are bad and that you don't need to play this stupid card. Could you imagine if we took Guts, right? And then we made Guts again. So Guts, you put Guts on a vehicle and then it plays a mod on that vehicle. You put Under the Hood on a vehicle and it puts a mod on any vehicle. So you can put the 1-1 on whatever car you think needs that 1-1, as well as put down a mod on any other car. This card is broken. This card is broken. Max out both. Whoops. Max out both. Absolutely. They're both insane. Just play as many as you can of both. We only have 2 4-cost shifts, and that's purely because shifts are expensive. Like, shifts leave very quickly, so paying 4 for a shift is just so bad. This one, you swap 2 realms. Just what? Who cares where the realms are? You've still got to get through them. Look, you might be able to get that one realm you can't get through out of the way. Just play weaker realms, man. It's just, I don't know. Not worth it. Equip one Acceleracharger from your hand to any one of your vehicles for free. Vehicles may not have more than one Acceleracharger equipped. Alright, so I can see utility for this. Paying 4 to play any Acceleracharger. Every Acceleracharger costs 4 or less, to my knowledge. Let me double check that. There are 2 Accelerachargers that cost 5, and both of them are not worth playing this. Okay. It's just not worth it. Oh, I've got 4. I'm going to pay 4 to play the damn Acceleracharger. I don't care about this 2 stat. Bad card. What was the other one? I must have deleted it already. It must have been really bad. Alright, 3 here. This just gives you a 3-3-3. Wow. No. Alright, so this is an interesting one. So essentially, you pick another vehicle in the same realm with your opponents. And they race. The next one to leave the realm wins the race. The one that loses the realm, or the one that loses the race, is destroyed. Goes to the junk pile. So you're paying 5 to remove a card here because you know your car's about to move. You pick one that's obviously not about to move, and then on your turn, your car moves. They're going to need a hazard to stop you moving, as well as something to make their car move. And if you're playing this game right, as I said, hazards don't matter. So this is just a better, in some ways better. You have to be in the same realm. You have to be ready to move up. It's situational, but it doesn't have the disadvantages of being a hazard. However, it does have the disadvantages of being situational as hell, and I would not recommend it. Pick a line. If you have 2 vehicles in the same realm, you send one to the junk pile, so you blow up one of your vehicles and advance the other one to the next realm for free. This lets you skip a realm, because generally you're only moving a realm at the start of your turn. This lets you do it in the middle of your turn. So you can get 2 realms in one turn thanks to this card. This card is great when you're in a situation where you are slightly behind. You know, you've got 1 car left to make it, and your opponent's got 1 car left to make it. But theirs is going to make it first because it's already got all its stats. But their turn's coming up next. Boom, 2 realms, done. And you can use this to finish the game. This is just a genuinely good card. It costs 5, but it's a free realm skip. And personally, that's worth playing to me at 1. I wouldn't play too many because they do get cloggy in your hand. Now we're looking at the most insane card in this game, Dodging Disaster. if you've played Yu-Gi-Oh and you understand what a hand trap is, then this is what this is. It costs 0. This is free to play, and you can play it in either player's turn. Okay, you don't have to play it in your turn, whereas every other card has to be played in your turn, I think. So hazards that neg stats are already bad in the fact that they have to target a shift or a mod that has the same stat they're trying to neg to destroy that. That is terrible. Shift, dodging disaster also lets you cancel any hazard that is played. Okay, it negates any hazard for 0 in either player's turn. So they pay 5 to play their sweeper strike to destroy your car, and you just discard this. Boom, no more sweeper strike. And your opponent has wasted 5 to make you discard a card that doesn't do anything in your hand. This card is nuts. Play 3 and skip on hazards. Alright, don't play hazards, play 3 dodging disaster. And if your opponent is playing hazards, you automatically win. Okay, eventually, if everyone in the game understood this, there'd be no need for this either. You wouldn't play this, you wouldn't play hazards. But obviously, the moment people stop playing this, people start playing hazards again. Better off playing 3 of this. I would rather have 3 of this stuck in my hand and my opponent has 3 of this stuck in their hand than play hazards and have my opponent have 3 of this in their hand. Like, this is just great. And also, it's not even at 3. There is a 4th copy, but we will get to that later. Yes, you can only play 3 in your deck, but there's a way to get a 4th, and we will talk about that. Technically, you can get more than 4, but we'll go nuts. Welcome to mods. Mods are where this game gets a little bit confusing. Because we have this stupid icon here, right? This thing. Your car has to match the icon on your mod. Most of the time. So you got to pay 1 for this and you get this. The difference between a mod and a shift other than that is that at the end of a realm, so when your car leaves a realm, it keeps its mods. Mods are permanent. They will last the entire time unless killed by a hazard, which shouldn't happen because you're playing 3 dodging disaster. Good. So, let's have a look at these. These all just boost your stat by 1 or 2, right? Like, this does this stat here. This only boosts 1 stat and also gives this. These also can give your tire treads some changes. But I'm going to be real quick and honest with you. While these are permanent stat boosts, having to negotiate these stupid things is not worth your time. Okay? Thanks to our good friends Under the Hood and Guts, those don't matter because we can ignore these with those. So why would we bother dealing with them? Let's have a look through these. These ones cost 2 and they will boost up to 3 stats. Cool. These are great. Yeah, really nice. Really nice. I really like these. We'll put that one off to the side because that one looks a bit different. That only boosts by 1. Why is that? We'll have a look at that after. Obviously with these, this one boosts, 2, 1, and this, which can boost everything by 1 in one realm. Cool. So yeah, these are really nice for deleting. Let's see. Send an opposing vehicle back 1 realm, discarding everything but mods. If the vehicle's in the first realm, returns to the hand. There was a hazard that did this. And I think it cost more and didn't buff your car. Right, we'll move that out of the way. We'll read that later. Send 1 opposing vehicle back 1 realm, discarding everything but mods to its junk pile. If vehicle is in the first realm, it returns to its owner's hand after discarding all its equipped cards in the junk pile. These are exactly the same. The difference is this gives you 2 terrain bonuses and a +1 in speed and costs 2. This costs 4 and can be negated by dodging disasters. Do you understand how bad hazards are when we have access to mods that do the hazard for half the cost and give bonus stats to our car? Word for word the same. Why does that hazard even exist? Let's have a look at this. Spy Eye. Look at your opponent's hand. And now we get on to the last of the 2 cost cards. Remember what I said earlier in part 1, that any card that says draw 1 card or draw cards is good. When this card comes into play, you draw a card. You're not playing this for this, you're not playing this for this, you're playing this because it says draw 1 card. You're playing this because if you play Guts, you can put this on any card and draw 1. Drawing a card is worth paying 2, or 2, or even 3, sure, why not? This says draw a card, play it. I think this is the most common icon you can get amongst all the cards anyway. Play it. This is a maybe. Feel free to do it. But absolutely, I would say play Jump Jets. Now we go into these, right, the 3 costs. We have 2 kinds of card, right? We have cards with an effect and cards without an effect. Oh, this is a beauty. This can be played on almost any card. It gives 2 bonus, gives 3. Really nice, really nice. Goes into the bad pile. Bad pile. And we just delete that entire pile. Remember, stat changing does not matter. We also will get into that later. Like, it matters a little, but it's not much. Wow, this vehicle gets to keep a shift card. Shift cards are garbage. Like, the only reason you're playing the shift card is to play the mod. Junk Anchor protects you from a hazard. On any card in that realm. So Junk Anchor, or Asphalt Anchor, sorry, will protect your every card in the realm from a hazard. This is actually really good. This is worth playing. The +2 is nice, but the protection from hazards is insane. Yes, it's worth playing. Air freshener. I know that card. What that card does already. I think all of these. Yeah, all these have an effect. When put in play, mark this mod with 3 tokens, remove a token, and then eventually you... Oh, okay, so you lose this after 3 turns. Nitrox 3. Gone. Terrible. Prevents a vehicle from 2 hazards. That's... I mean... I've got a card that costs 0 that protects a vehicle. Not even one vehicle. Protects any vehicle from a hazard. I'm not paying 4 to stop 2 on one car. They just won't put their hazards against that car. Now these 4 cards all target a specific vehicle based on its team. That's it. That's all they do. Gone. Terrible. When equipped, this mod cancels all hazards of 2 AP or less played against this vehicle stack. All mods that cost 2 or less are garbage. I mean, hazards, whatever. This though. This is a good card. When it comes into play, you take any card from your junk pile, put it back into your hand. Okay, remember you're paying 2 for Guts. You're paying 3 for this. So you're paying 2 or 3 to play a 4-cost card that gives you a card back. Alright, so you don't have to worry. So you're getting up 1, 1, 1, 1. You're getting all the ones. Plus the stat from these. And then you're also getting back one of these, or even a dodging disaster if your opponent's really playing hazards. Once you've got this in hand, your opponent's really going to be a bit iffy on their hazards and be a bit afraid to play them. Now this Strato Thruster is nuts. At the start of your next turn, this vehicle automatically skips to the next realm and then discards Strato Thruster. Paying 5 to skip a realm, we've already said is good. This does it at the start of your turn, so you're not skipping 2 realms, unfortunately. You are only skipping 1, but it's any vehicle as long as it has this stupid little steering wheel, or as long as you paid 2 or 3, it doesn't matter. You can play it for free on any vehicle. What is this? So as long as you're willing to pay 2 or 3, you can drop this and skip, and this brings it back. Alright, this gets you through so many realms where you would otherwise get stuck. It is a beautiful card. Play it at 3, play these at 3, play this play all these. These two here. So jump jets I agree with. These two. These are maybes. Up to you. I don't care. It's your deck. Build it your way. But my way's better. Now we go into these. I've just shuffled them. This we'll put over here. Now we're on to Accelerachargers. Do you know what the difference between a shift and Acceleracharger is? You can only play one Acceleracharger on a car. That's the difference. So these are worse shifts. We have two cost shifts. These don't do anything extra. They give good stats. We're not giving stats. We don't want to give our cars stats because that doesn't matter. This one can do stuff. That one probably does stuff. Okay, all these don't do anything. Bye. Okay, we have folding corners. I believe that's the Cybergrid realm. And size scaler from, I would assume, the micro realm. Alright. Place a token on this card. Every turn you spend no APs, adds +1 to this card's SP and P values. So if you don't spend anything for a turn, it gets better. But it leaves after a realm. Terrible. Now, this can equip any mod. We already can equip any mod. Go away. Now, this has an effect. This does not. This one's interesting. It gives you 1/1 for any realm. Like 1/1 in any realm. That's it. That is all it does. You're paying 4 to go 1/1. Or I could pay. That's a 4. Why is... Are these all 4s? Okay. I don't know how I did that. We only have these 2 3s. Bye. So we're going to go into our 4s. So this is just terrible, right? We pay 4 for 2/2/2. It's exactly the same, just it's 2/2/2, and this is still bad. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, when this comes into play, look at your opponent's hand. We had a card that already did that for less cost. So, protect vehicle from hazards for 3 turns. No. Cancel all hazards played against this vehicle as long as sprout over. This is just better than the one I just deleted, and it's still garbage. When this card comes into play, may equip 1 shift card for free on any vehicle. I'm not paying 4 for a shift card that I'm already paying 2 or 3 for. Just to play a mod that costs 4 or 5. That's not good. I can see use in the card, it's just not good. When this card is brought into play, return a shift card from your junk pile to your hand. This I can see utility in. But not for 4. Paying 4 to get back a shift is terrible. I'm happy to pay, 2 or 3 to play this and get back a shift. But paying 4, or a shift or anything, paying 4, it's just not worth it. This draws 2 cards. Draw card's good. Draw card's good. Draw cards is good. Card is good. We have 2 5-cost cards. This Acceleracharger pushes all obstacles. Hazards do not affect this vehicle. There's a 4-cost card that did that. Didn't do the stat boost. Stat boost means nothing. For the run which is at display, relocate the SPV value on your side only. Okay, so you can just change which one of those. Go away. It's terrible. We have one last Acceleracharger. The 2D Acceleracharger. You know what this is? This is better than our good friend Dodging Disaster. So this is in any player's turn, when a hazard is played, you can equip this, negate it, and give that vehicle a +2 power or performance. Either way, and also make it better traction on roads. This is just nuts. This card is silly, strong, good card. So now you're playing 4. You're playing 4 Dodging Disasters. Plus this gets back Dodging Disasters. And there you go. That's every single playable relic, hazard, mod, and Acceleracharger. Did I say relic? I meant shift. Shift, hazard, Acceleracharger, mod. There's not a lot of playable ones, is there? Like, I have just taken piles that were up to 60 cards and deleted all but a handful. We've got 15 cards here. Oh, sorry, 16? 16 cards here. I forgot there's 2 here. That's your playable ones. And that's your playable vehicles. They're in stacks of 5 and 6. So here we've taken a card game with 200 plus cards, and we have condensed it down to, I believe, less than 50, right? So we have less than 50 playable cards in this game of over 200. We just removed more than 3/4 of the game from playability just by reading what every card does. Now, can we use this to build a deck? As I said, your zones, your field zones, your realms don't matter until you've built your deck. So we're going to go through a deck next. But that's for next time, because this has taken a long time. This is a much longer part than part 1.